Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Eyes, and today we're going to talk about the unreleased STX K18U head. Alright guys, so I was able to get my hands on the new STX K18U head. This is Kyle Harrison's new head to go with his new K18 line. You can find out a lot about this line at www.stx.com/K18. I'll put the link in the description. There's tons of videos and pictures. There's a whole website dedicated to him, and it is pretty sweet. So the K18 line has been going on for a little while now. They had the first K18 gloves, which are what I used when I was in high school. Then they had K18-2s, which I actually used in college. And now they're going to be releasing more K18 line items. He also had a couple heads along the way, one of which needed a crankshaft. And most recently the Stallion, which is one of the most popular heads in lacrosse. So the K18 line has always been a flagship for STX, and I'm really looking forward to them continuing it. I'm really excited, and by the looks of this head, should be pretty nice. So K18 for his new line has already dropped the new handle. It's a 70-75 alloy, priced at just $60. Sort of geared toward the beginner, but it does seem like a really nice shaft. The graphics are a little more wild than what STX usually does. It's pretty heavily K18 branded, but it does look pretty cool. And it comes in black and this new color Cayenne, which seems to be the color they're going with for STX and the K18 line. They've got wristbands in the Cayenne. You can see this head is that same Cayenne color and it looks pretty sweet. Funny little side note, I actually got to play against K18 in the OC Lax Classic this last weekend. I could see he was using the K18 70-75 shaft, but was still using the Stallion head, and that's what he plays with on the LXM, which is a little narrower. So let's get in the K18 line a little bit. If you go on their website, you'll see they're going to have gloves, shoulder pads, the head, as well as I think elbow pads and the 70-75 shaft. So it's going to be a pretty extensive line, and it looks like they're trying to gear this toward beginners a little bit, lower the price point, make the gear a little bit more simple, but have it be a really high quality STX option for beginners as opposed to those complete sticks like the AV8U and the Bionic, which people don't really like, and give them a little bit of a higher quality option with some solid branding and really high quality product design behind it. So that looks like where they're going with the K18 line in the future, and I really like that direction. I think you know, a good solid head for youth players through intermediate, through advanced is a good idea. Alright guys, now let's get into the head a little bit. So this is the unreleased STX K18U. So right off the bat, you're going to notice from the Stallion, this is a universal spec and X, so it's legal for all levels of play, which I really like because I see that moving, you know, where the rules of lacrosse are moving, everyone's going to be playing by those rules eventually. So it's got the 3 inches down the bottom with the 6.5 inches up at the top. And so I don't think that this is necessarily the next in the Stallion line. I think that it's possible there'll be another Stallion head. I think that this will just be the K18 head. The Stallion has been wildly popular, and I can't see them dropping the Stallion altogether. So we'll see if they release this as well as a 2014 Stallion. So first thing you're going to notice is it comes in this awesome Cayenne color. It has a really aggressive sidewall design. You can see they really went with, you know, it's kind of like the Hammer, but with only 2 lines. They're really mean and really aggressive. I've seen it also in white and black and all black, and Kyle Harrison mentioned in his product video with this dual shot molding, which you can see here in these insets is actually some rubber that's just kind of tacked on, and it's anchored in through the inside. So they called that a dual shot molding process to be able to release some other color combinations. I like the dual shot and this double coloring when it's done in a minimalist design, sort of like this is. So you can see there's just the black in here and only the black under these sidewall designs. So I really like that. They didn't go too overboard, and it's actually not going to hinder the function of the head at all because it's not sitting on the inside of the sidewalls, it's not sitting on the scoop. They've got it in all the right places where we'll just add some color accent, and as opposed to adding more plastic like Warrior does with their 2-shot molding process, it's a little lighter because it's a little thin rubber. It might be a little less durable that way though. So other new notable styling factors, you've got an enlarged STX logo up at the top. This doesn't appear to be that new Nike STX matte plastic. A lot of like the new Hammers, the new Stallions, the new Lakotas, the new Vapors, they're all coming in this matte finish plastic. This seems to be their traditional plastic. Big STX logo. It's got a turtle right here, which is on the shaft as well, and Kyle in his video says it's very important to him. He's always been a good luck charm to his family, and he actually has a tattoo of this turtle on himself. Then we've got an STX logo sort of just sticking out here in the K18. Then a feature I really like is it's got a little bit of rubber down here as a jewel with a chrome STX. You can see right there, and it's got a chrome K18 and STX in the rubber. I really like the way that looks. And finally, we've got the custom STX K18 all black ball stop. So overall, I like the styling of this head. It's really mean, looks really aggressive, and if it is going to be sort of a beginner's head, I'd be more than happy to play with it, so I would have no problem with that. Now let's talk about the face shape. So this has a little bit wider of a face shape, since as I said it will be sort of a beginner's head. It's the X-Spec, so it's got to be 3 inches, but it is a little bit tighter than some other X-Spec heads, like the Evo 4X, but it doesn't have quite as narrow of a pinch or as high of a pinch as the CEO. It's a little more gradually flared, a little bit similar to, I'd say, the Superpower or head like that, so it should be pretty fitting for everyone. And for me, for an X-Spec head, this is pretty much the perfect pinch. When you get too pinched, like the Rabel X and the CEO, the sidewalls get too elongated, and it makes it a little bit difficult and tricky to string. So I'm really happy with the face shape of this head. So now let's talk about stringing holes. This head has less stringing holes than the Stallion, but was still pretty simple to string. It has less than what seems to be the industry standard these days. It's got the standard 4 top string holes. They are very large, perfect for a double triangle top string. And then down the side it has just maybe 3 or 4 less sidewall holes than the STX Stallion, so not quite as frequent. I didn't really have a problem stringing this head at all, and I don't think that anyone will, because it's not like it only has 7 like the Evo X. It has enough to string, but not as many as the Stallion. So I strung a sort of a Kyle Harrison replica in the new K18U, a replica of what he plays with in his Stallion. It's got the 10 diamond top string, 1 nylon, 2 U's. Sort of he plays with sort of a mid shifty pocket that can shift up a little high for really ripping some net. I've got a tutorial for this pocket in the Stallion. You guys can check it out. It'll be in the description. It's a really sick pocket, and I know a ton of people use it. So overall, got a really deep pocket, really easily. You could easily adjust this to be a college eagle head, and just use the 3 straights across the top. So the price point I think for this head will be less than the Stallion, which I believe is like $89. Probably $85, maybe $79.99, which would be absolutely sick. That'd be a terrific deal for this head, but I think either way it's going to be a great option for beginners, intermediates, and even advanced. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe for more string and tutorials, and have a great day.